Welcome to the channel. I've got with me a pair of Chinese G2 style trousers. These tactical looking trousers are recognized easily by their distinctive knee pad inserts, but also the updated waist with the Velcro waist tab here, a zip fly, slash pockets which mean that if you sit down you won't lose items out of the side, a raised upper back, and slightly wider belt loops. Of course, there are other things like this updated pocket design and also tabs behind the knee pads to bring the knee pads closer to the knee, but this talk is actually more about how these trousers fit, so we won't really be talking about pocket styles in this one. Now, the expectation, of course, with the Chinese trousers is that they don't fit very well because they're too tight here, they're too tight there, or perhaps they tried to save fabric and they've just cut too many corners. It's a reputation which I think was probably very justified in the early days, but I think in recent years they've had so much feedback, actually probably a decade and a half or 2 decades worth of feedback on tactical trousers, that has improved a lot. I mean, certainly the quality of the construction has improved a lot as well over that time for the average. So I thought this video would be a nice way of talking about things that you might want to consider when trying to decide whether or not a Chinese copy of the G2 trousers would fit like a pair of trousers you'd expect. They are 49 centimeters end to end, so just under, so we're talking probably 98 centimeters waist rather than a full 100. That's if you are closer to the large side of 40 inches, you might find this a little bit tight. But for anybody who touches on 40 inches but mostly sits around 39 inches, you're probably all right. As far as the hips go, now this is where I saw the most significant difference between the Chinese trousers and all the others. The hips on the Chinese trousers come to only 53 centimeters. So the impression you would probably get when wearing these after wearing those ones is that the hips feel a lot more straight down. And the reason this is significant is because if you don't have much flaring from the waist into the hips, then you're not going to get much extra space in the seat either. It would then be advisable, if you were looking at a pair of these trousers and you know you tend to be on the wider side where the seat goes, or as far as the hips go, to take one size up to compensate for this. Unfortunately, that's just the way they're made. There is no pleating to try and add a little bit of extra seat room. What you see, unfortunately, is what you get. The next one is the rise. So again, this determines how much feeling of space you have inside the trousers. On Chinese trousers, interestingly, the front rise was 30 centimeters, identical to the PCS trousers and identical to the German Koehler trousers. Where it was perhaps a little bit shorter was the rear rise. On the Chinese trousers, the rear rise is 40 centimeters, compared, of course, with 42 centimeters on the PCS trousers or 47 on the Koehler German trousers. If you are used to wearing your PCS trousers and you like wearing them quite low, then the Chinese G2 trousers will be just fine. You're identical in the front and only 2 centimeters smaller in the rear. On the upper thigh, the Chinese trousers came in at 35 centimeters. Not that far off. The Koehler trousers came in at 36 centimeters. It could perhaps do with a little bit more space. Both PCS and Truspec trousers came in at 39 centimeters. Inside leg, actually a reasonably generous 83 centimeters for regular length. That I did not expect. I thought they might be shorter. The conclusion of all this is that if you are buying a pair of Chinese G2 style trousers because perhaps they are very appealing for their appearance or the price is right, and you can make sure that you have the European fit ones, you won't be too disappointed. Try, if you know you have wider hips, wider seat, try and take one waist size larger because you won't have the seat and hips that you expect. If you are going from wearing PCS trousers to wearing these Chinese G2 trousers, they will feel a lot tighter once you pass the waist area. So I hope this helped to explain a little bit about the differences in sizes between these trousers, perhaps clarify a little bit about what you are likely to get when you buy a pair of Chinese G-style trousers which say they are European fit. And I hope this video was enjoyable, and see you next time. Bye bye.